So you've heard me talk many times about mechanics liens and why they are not the way to go about getting a title. Many times an automotive shop or even a private citizen thinks, I'll just slap a mechanics lien on this car and get a title for it. Doesn't work. It's the worst way to get a title. In the past, years ago, it was a viable opportunity, but nowadays you definitely don't want to use a mechanics lien as a way to get a title. And this article tells you exactly why. Here's an article from the Daily Dot interviewing a mechanic who works on cars for a living, and somebody brought in a car, dropped off for work, never picked it up. And his ordeal in even trying to get a title was so long-winded and so torturous that he swore he'll never do it again. And here's why. For many years, an automotive mechanics lien was a viable way for a legitimate automotive repair shop to get paid for their vehicle. And then about 7 or 8 years ago, in about 2015, 2016, many automotive shops started to abuse the process. They use it as a way to get a title for their buddy who lost a title that they bought on Craigslist. They put ads in the newspaper that says, hey, if you need to get a title for a car, bring it to us and we'll put through a fake mechanics lien. Some shops were using it to get titles for cars that they really didn't work on that much. So the privilege that was given to automotive shops started to become curtailed. And some states stopped it altogether. There was a period of time in Indiana where they stopped. They put a hold on all mechanics liens for about 14 months. And now, even the states that allow them, they do what's called a level 3 audit on every case that comes through their file. They make sure that the owner signed a repair order authorizing work. They make sure the car was actually auctioned off to the public, not just given to somebody directly. They make sure that all the proper procedures are followed, all the right notifications are followed. And by notifications, it means you have to send out certified letters to the lien holder, to the owner, to any interested parties multiple times over the course of 2 or 3 months. You have to send out a certified letter, wait 45 days, send out another one, wait 30 days. You have to put an ad in the newspaper announcing you're going to auction off the car to the highest bidder. That way people will come bid on the car. You just can't give it to one person. It's a very complicated process. And for the most part, even if you are a legitimate automotive shop and you did do work on the vehicle and you are entitled to a mechanics lien, the easier way to get a title is just go to a court order title. It's faster, it's cheaper, you don't have to jump through as many hoops. And because of the fact that mechanics liens were used improperly for so long, all the state's DMV commissioners have cracked down on them. In fact, the commissioners have a biannual meeting where they all come together and they either do. You will be back in your video in just a few seconds. In the meantime, remember that actualhuman.com offers you live one-on-one private video consultation with an expert in this exact subject. We want to listen to your story. We want to hear your questions. We want to give you expert advisement of your options and tell you what we know about your particular situation. Now back to your video. Do a conference call or in-person meeting, and we monitor those conversations. And for many years, they've said, look, mechanics liens, half of them are fraud. Half of them are scams. So we're going to audit them. And then what they do is the ones that do come through, they will look at the records for that shop to see how much they have paid in payroll taxes, how much they've paid in sales taxes, how much they put through for permit fees. That will give them an idea of how big that shop is, right? Joe's Automotive. Okay, how big is Joe's Automotive? Well, they put through sales taxes for $38,000 last month. Well, that means that they really didn't do that much business, so why are they putting through 10 mechanics liens, right? They know how to do the math. So mechanics liens are not what they're cut out to be. This poor guy here in this article, he had a very, very difficult process where somebody brought in a car, they put in a new transmission, and they approved the repair quote. The customer did. The shop installed the new transmission. It was hard because they have to remove the subframe. On that car, you have to take out the subframe. He had to tow the car to a Nissan shop to program the transmission afterwards, and then the customer never came back. And then they went through a mechanics lien And it was a very, very brutal process to go through that process. And it took 7 or 8 months. They spent thousands of dollars, and it was rejected twice because it was audited and they wanted I's dotted, T's crossed. In this article we know about because we were consulted on this. Daily Dot reached out to us. It says, according to cartitles.com, that's us, and they got some information from us about the process. Our quote says it's a legal process allowing a shop to recover costs, but it's complex to execute and should only be used when absolutely necessary. It's not an easy way to title the vehicle, per cartitles.com. Once the lien is established, then the shop can take steps to sell the car. However, the procedures vary. Not only do they vary, but they are complicated. States require a car to be sold at auction. Some states will only allow you to keep the money owed for the repairs and not keep anything over. So if you sell the car for more than what the repairs are, you have to give the money to the state. So think twice if you're considering a mechanic's lien. It's certainly not a go-to method if you're not a licensed mechanic. It's not a go-to method if you're trying to get a mechanic to do it for you for your car that wasn't in the shop. It's not going to work. And even if you are a mechanic, this day and age, there's other methods that are better that will save you money. It'll happen faster. You don't have to wait 6 or 8 or 9 months for the process to go through. So consider that when you're looking at mechanics liens and whether or not it's the best way for you to get a title. Thank you for watching another episode of Actual Human Advisory on Describe TV. Remember, we have live one-on-one consultation appointments available at actualhuman.com, where you can book a one-on-one undivided attention live call with a licensed investigator, a licensed insurance broker, a licensed mortgage broker, real estate broker. I'm also a certified real estate title examiner, a certified civil court mediator, along with having developed and started over 15 businesses, several of which were sold for millions of dollars. So if you do have questions in any of those categories, you can arrange a one-on-one live video consultation. Use the link below, and we'll see you on the next video.